Oh, okay. So, hi everyone. I'm sorry that I'm not showing my face on camera right now. The reason to that is because my microphone on my headphones broke, so now I'm having to use the microphone that's built in my webcam, but I need to put it close to my face so it will actually record my voice. So that is why you can't see my face right now, because otherwise it would be very much close up, and that's just very uncomfortable now, isn't it? Anyways, what the hell's my computer? I don't care! Oh my god, iTunes needs to shut up, I'm sorry. Okay, anyways. A couple of weeks ago, I think it was before I went to my dad's place. Someone actually asked if I could talk more about the story of Underscroll, and I had a comment in one of my videos saying when would I bring out my next video, so I kind of want to talk about those things, when the next video is going to come out. I honestly have no idea. I have been working on it. Wait, this is not... wait, hang on, that's the wrong part too. Wait, oh gosh. Why is this even still here? Hold on. I don't need this. There we go. I think it was with Undertale reaction then. Yeah. Multiverse story, part 2. That's the part 2 that I needed. I have been working on a part 2. Small spoiler. Spoiler alert. So, yeah, as you can see, this is Underswap. So, something interesting is going to happen in Underswap. But I still need to record more stuff for this, because I also want something interesting to happen in the main universe, you know, Undertale, and also something in Underfell. So it's gonna take me a little while to finish that video, because I have been working on it. The whole part with Underswap is basically finished. I just need to edit it, and you know, some of these things I still need to edit, like with my drawing application, so I can add some of error strings. So yeah, you know that error is gonna be part of this storyline, so yay. Well, you already showed up in the first episode, but you know, I'm just rambling a lot, like usual. But yeah, I kind of felt like I needed to explain some things. So yeah, I am working on the next video. It's just gonna take me a while, because I've been distracted a lot recently. First of all, the bad things that happened, as you guys know. I just finished dealing with my school, because my god, did they create just freaking problems. Like, I'm so happy that I'm finally finished and that I don't have to go back to that school ever again. I'm so happy with that. The teachers there are really nice, though. Like, the teachers, they're nice. They couldn't do much about the stuff that happened, because, you know, it wasn't really their fault either. They just didn't know. But still, it was pretty messed up what happened, and I could explain what exactly happened, but I feel like that would just take me forever, so I'm just gonna show you where you can read it all, because some of you might not be interested in that, so yeah. Ooh. Okay, you know what, I'm gonna read that later on. I probably have to fake this out, though, so you don't see this page. Whatever. I'll just put like a picture in it or something. I'm so not prepared for any of this, like usual. Anyways, posts. Yeah, that's where we have to go. If it will load. It's not my computer. My computer is just reacting perfectly fine. It's literally... Maybe I should start using Google Chrome again. I mean, for a little while they actually fixed... You know, they actually fixed this one. So, you know, it worked perfectly fine. But now... Ah, come on, dude. Thank you. Okay, so... Yeah, I got the school drama thing over here. Part 3. Where did I put post part 2. It's with journals, that's for sure. It's with journals. Let's see here. Yeah, okay, this is basically the first one. This is where you can read what happened to me at school. This is what more you can read, because, you know, it was like a huge dilemma. It's like, if you want, you can pause and read it right here. A lot of shit happened. It was really stupid. I was supposed to finish my study within a year, and it ended up being 2 years. So, yeah, it got delayed a lot, and that wasn't just my fault. Like, I admit, with one of those things, it was my fault, because I could have done that better, and that would have made sure that I finished a little bit earlier, but it would have only cost me like 2 months. So, all the other months were basically wasted by my school. Like, again, you can just read it. Of course, this is like, this is based off of my DeviantArt page, so with a lot of these you'll see that I like apologize for not being able to draw more. Of course, for YouTube, same thing kind of counted, but like, instead of drawing, it was basically the videos that I was making. So, yeah, this all happened, and I estimated here that I would be able to draw in May again. I don't know if it was in May. No, it wasn't July, because I was gone in July for a bit too. I think it were these 2 weeks that I was gone. I think this weekend, oh wait, it was these 2 weeks. These 2 weeks I was gone. So, yeah. At least I think. Maybe not. Yeah, it was those 2 weeks. It was. So yeah, you can read all that stuff if you want. And then of course, this happened where this kitty cat of mine sadly passed away. I got some news about that. I don't know if you guys want to hear that or not. If you don't, then just skip this whole part up until you see one of my drawings pop up, probably. Because that's probably when I'm going to continue talking about Underscroll. Basically, we think that he got kicked by a cow because he was found in the middle of a farm field. So that's the only thing we could think of, or maybe he was poisoned somehow. But I don't think so, because everyone in this neighborhood, like, loves animals. Like, there are some that don't necessarily love animals, but they don't mind animals, otherwise they wouldn't be living here, because this entire neighborhood basically is built around animals. Like, legitimately, people here live together with animals. Like, it's pretty amazing. Like, almost everyone has a pet. Like, I'm pretty sure almost everyone has at least, like, a dog or a cat at least. But, you know, I also have reptiles, and, I know that one of our neighbors has horses, another one has indeed, like, a farm with cows and stuff, another person has, like, a sheep, and another person has, like, chickens, so, like, all kinds of animals are in this neighborhood. So, the chance of him being poisoned are pretty slim, because even insects are kind of welcomed here. Like, obviously we don't want them necessarily in our house, but it's not like we put poison everywhere, because we know that there are animals living here. So, the most likely thing that happened to him is that he spooked one of the cows, and the cow kicked him. Or something else spooked the cow, or something like that. That's what we think happened. Obviously, we don't have some hard evidence yet, because there was nothing to be seen on the outside. He looked perfectly fine. So, yeah, the only way we could possibly find out what exactly happened is to have him examined, but we choose not to, because we think it would be best if he's just put to rest, you know, at peace. Because that's the most likely scenario that happened here. Like, there's not much chance for any of the other stuff that happened, so could have happened, so yeah. I love this title. I just noticed that I called it that. Gosh. It was with that one of my first videos. This was one of my first videos. Yeah. This was also a video I wanted to make. I don't know if you guys know Merlin, but there are some very funny audios that I could use from those series that would fit the multiverse of Undertale so well. It would just be perfect. So yeah, I got that too that I might still make a video out of. Don't Have to Hide is also a possible video I might still make. But there are a lot of other people who've already done that, so it's not my go-to video, kind of. Like, it's kind of like one that I have in case I do want to make like a quick reaction video or something. But yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna continue all of this. Mostly this one. Because I actually wanted to make a story out of this. I don't know when I'm gonna continue this one. I have no clue. Anyways. I guess now is the time to start talking about Underscroll. Spoiler alert. I tried to design one of the demons. I already have one design for one demon, which is not this one. It's a different one, because this one I'm still going to change. Like, I was kind of going for like this lava-ish demon, because I think it looks pretty cool. Especially with this background. This background is accurate, because I kind of want to make like small demon worlds that are within the scrolls. And this is one of those realms, worlds, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, this background is kind of accurate, and I do plan to use something like this. But yeah, I'm not sure about the demon yet. Like, I do like its design, but the way I drew him on paper, to me, looks kind of better. Kinda, if it wants to load. It probably doesn't want to load. Come on, man. Don't do this to me. Just trying it again. I know, I have 0 patience. Well, not exactly. I have more patience than my parents. But, you know. I don't think it's gonna load. Well then. I guess I might as well show this one. This is like another possible demon world that I kind of created. One that's like green, because I had like 3 different themes in my head. One was like this very ominous lava-ish world, which you just saw. Another one is like a world that looks like a sort of like lively place, but the background being like this smoky green stuff, and then, you know, indeed like floating particles going up in the air. So imagine these things going slowly upwards. These little particles. But I'm not really satisfied with how this world looks like yet, especially the grass. I tried to draw the grass, but like, no, I'm just not okay with it. I need to change it. And it's kind of like, it has the floating world aspect, because like how I imagined these worlds was kind of like a combination between the distortion world of Pokemon and the Soul Kern within Skyrim. Kind of a combination between those two, and then each with their own theme, you know, one being more lava-ish, this one being more grass, and then I also had this was for the lightning demon. I was still creating it. Sort of lightning demon, because, you know, it will be able to use lightning, because it fits with this theme. I said that really weirdly, but that's fine. That's fine. I can't talk today, so don't mind how weird I sound. Anyways, I was supposed to talk more about the story, huh? I guess I could. It's still called Chapter 1, but this is the prologue. This is the prologue, and this isn't even the finished prologue, is it? No, it's not the finished prologue. Gosh dang it. Where did I save it? Probably with, story... Undertale... Oh, God damn it. Undertale, I can't speak. Now you can see these two files as well. These were fan stories that I was making, like, this one I made like 2 years ago, I think, and this one I made like 4 years ago, like right when I got into the fandom. I started kind of thinking of this one, but I don't think I have anything of the story anymore. I do remember what I wanted to do with it, but I don't think I have anything. No, it's still empty. But yeah. So yeah, I was kind of like, yeah, I wanted to make an Undertale story that involved dragons, but never finished it. Maybe I should one day. One day. Anyways, prologue. The prologue is finished, guys. The prologue is, well, not finished as in drawing yet, but it's finished as in story-wise. So if you want to read the full story, just go to my Wattpad. I'll put the link in the description. And you can read the full prologue. With the reset. Wait, did I like, nah, hold on. I'm kind of reading back because I kind of want to know if I added that one little thing that I wanted to add. Both of them somehow seem captivated. Oh, it's a better question. Do you want to have a bad time? LOL. Sorry. 4 cents first could already lunch 4 cents. You dodged her attack just in time. Jeez. Meanwhile, in a dream, Frisk found a mysterious door. Wait, she doesn't know exactly what happened. Like the rest of the world, the color load. No judgmental. Right. I did not change this yet. This is still, this basically ends with Frisk waking up from a dream, and then she gets hit by a Gaster Blaster, and she already knew that she did another genocide run without being in control, so then she just resets right away. But what I kinda had in mind is that, somehow she actually loses control again or something, or maybe she doesn't even gain control. Maybe she loses control after finding Sans. Because what I had in my mind is that she, you know, attacked Sans, but more ruthlessly than usual, like more aggressive than usual. And she actually, like, she sliced him across the chest like usual, but after that actually, like, stabs him in the eye socket as well. That's kind of a little thing that I had in mind, so I might just change this. I might still just change this, because I had that in my mind, and, well, both seem kind of cool, because it does seem kind of cool that Frisk wakes up and then she gets hit by a Gaster Blaster straight off the bat. That does seem kind of cool too, but I don't know. I kind of do like the idea of her being more aggressive than usual. I don't know, you guys get to decide this. Just put in the comments down below what you like best. Yeah, chapter 1, how much do I have for that? Not much, I think. So, spoilers alert! This is basically chapter 1. You can, again, pause the video to read this all. It's pacifism or pacifism. There is a difference. There is a difference in the way you write it. And it fits really well for this chapter, because basically what's going to happen is that they figure out that something was controlling Frisk, and at first they start thinking that maybe it's Kara, but then Frisk kind of like thinks back on what exactly happened, and then she kind of like notices that maybe it wasn't Kara, and you know, the four of them somehow end up working together to like try and fix their mistakes. Like, they're back in control, they did a pacifist run, and you know, or maybe not even yet, I don't know. Should I first let them have a pacifist run where they like try to fix everything and then have another reset happen? I mean, story-wise it would work best, I think, but it would make for a very long story. I don't know how how you guys would like that. If you guys would like that. If you want like a story that's like humongous and like very much lore in it and like stuff like that, or if you just want like a normal sized story that's easy to read. Because depending on what you guys think, this story might just unfold a little bit different. So tell me that in the comments down below too, if you prefer for it to be like this huge story with like lots of like plot lines and lots of background stories and lore and whatnot, or if you just want it to be a normal sized story, I guess. I'm honestly willing to make this story like as much detailed as I can, just so I can go all out for once. And it does seem the most fun to me, because then I can really, like, show off my writer skills, kind of. So, yeah, this is basically the first chapter, from what I have up until now. Basically, it starts with Flowey's point of view. He wakes up and he's just kind of angry that another reset happened. And he kind of thinks back on himself, how things went down, and he kind of notices that indeed things were more aggressive than usual. And well, he kind of decides that it will be best to talk to someone about this, and the only other person he knows that remembers the resets is Sense, because he knows that Kara is probably still somewhat alive within Frisk, you know? But Frisk hasn't fallen down yet at this point of time. So he decides to go to Sense, because, you know, he's the only other monster that he knows of that remembers resets. So, yeah. That's a fun little detail, kind of. That he's like, you know, he's like doubting to himself, like, should I or should I not? Because, you know, he did totally kick my ass last time I showed up, you know. Because Flowey also had some malevolent timelines. And then, after Flowey's bit, it starts off with Sans and Papyrus. Basically, it's just normal them. And I try to make puns, but I don't know. My friend kind of agrees with me that I'm sort of like a queen of puns and pranks, but I don't know. I think I could have done a better job at this, but that's fine. Alright, it started off with, what do you call a bear with no socks on? Oh gosh, barefoot. Yeah. Yeah, my jokes are not good at all, but that's fine. Sorry that was quiet there for a bit. I was like reading back as to what I wrote here. I might change this a little bit too, because it's a little bit like it starts off with them having an argument about Sans not picking up his socks, but I'm kind of thinking like it's kind of a thing everyone kind of does, which is obvious because it happens in the actual game, which is kind of what I still want, because the beginning is still kind of the main game. That's how Underscroll starts off. It starts off as the normal Undertale AU, kind of. It isn't, but it looks like it. Because like later on they discover that demons exist, and that those demons have been corrupting the humans. Yada yada yada, you know, all that. Or you don't. I don't know, have I explained that yet? I don't know if I have. I've been talking for 24 minutes, that's a long time. Well, this is just gonna be one long episode, isn't it? I don't know, do you guys mind if I, like, talk for this long? Just also let me know in the comments. Like, just let me know everything you think about this whole video. Because that would really help me make better content and, you know, make a better story. Yeah. Anyways, what I kind of am thinking about as well, like, I kind of want to, like, hold back on drawing everything. because right now, you know, I can make a comic out of it, but I kind of am looking for a new study, and it's probably going to be an animation-based study. And if that's the case, then I'll be able to make animations if I continue on following that study. And if that's the case, I might be able to make an animated sort of series out of this, which would take me forever because it's just me working on it, but you know, it could be a thing. So, I don't know. I don't really consider myself to be that good at drawing yet, but I always say to like everyone else that everyone has their own drawing style, so no one is necessarily bad at drawing. I always say that, but I always think about my own art that it's not good enough, so yeah. These are the finished pieces. Wait, these, yeah, this. And it won't load, of course it won't load. I haven't even showed you this one yet because it doesn't want to load. Oh, there we go, there we go. This was the first sort of sketch that I made of it, and you can clearly see that with my digital art I kind of traced my own lines, because I kind of wanted it to be similar to this, so that I would have like a base demonish to start off as, but I don't even know what its body would be like. I haven't even thought of that, and I don't even know whose demon this is going to be, because basically what I'm going to do with the story is, there is going to be one demon scroll, to begin with, in the underground, and that demon scroll has been the one controlling the humans and Flowey to like do genocide runs. It's a very manipulative demon, and it's kind of the one that causes the hate to flow out of Kara's eyes, which is what this is. But I don't know if I'm gonna change that, because I might make this like the demon that's with Azrael later on. But yeah, basically the first part of the story that I'm working on right now is that there is just one demon in the underground that they have to try and beat, kind of. And what they end up doing is they end up sort of finding the scroll that's like hidden very, very deep in the underground, beneath the secret tunnel, so it's even beneath the underground, kind of. And there's like this ancient temple that's built there before the monsters were even sealed down in the underground. So that monster is like ancient. And back in the day, monsters and humans fought together against the demons. So this is like a very ancient demon, kind of, that's sealed away within a scroll, and its power is slowly leaking out because of bad and negative emotions, which is why it wants to make people feel as bad as it possibly can. And because Flowey, Sans, Frisk, and Kara can remember the resets, because of that, he makes them go through that over and over again, so there are more negative feelings around, because he can feed off of their negative feelings. And slowly but surely he's able to break the seal through that. So what's gonna happen is they're gonna find the scroll, they're first gonna try to destroy it, and afterwards something else will happen. I won't say too much because I don't want to spoil everything. But basically something happens and they're able to take the scroll with them. The first scroll that they find, I intend for that to be Kara's scroll, because she's the one that has like she's the one that has dealt most with the hatred, because it's literally leaking out of her eyes and her mouth. So yeah, she's gonna work together with the hate demon, kind of. And then as soon as they sort of like work together, they're gonna break the barrier and they're gonna go to the surface. Now on the surface, it's an entirely new open world. So there's plenty of space to hide new scrolls, which is where the story is going to continue. I might either make this like a part 2, like a second book in the series, that it's going to be like a series of books, kind of. Or I might still make this within the same story. I could still do that, but it will just be a very long story. So again, tell me if you would prefer to have different books within one series, or if you just all want it in one book. So yeah, basically, the first thing that's going to happen is when they're on the surface is that humans are gonna want to show that they're the ones in control. Because obviously, you know, they suit the monsters underground. So if the monsters suddenly were to run free again, it would be kind of against their own laws, in a way. Because over time, people started having like scary stories about monsters and stuff, so they're still gonna not trust it. So, the kind of like they want to make a deal with the monsters. What they want is they want Asgore, they want Asriel, and they want Sans in their possession. So like they want to keep those three captured somewhere. The reason to that is because Asgore, obviously, he's responsible for the human deaths that happened in the underground, because he needed those human souls to break the barrier. So, obviously, he is going to be held responsible for that, because he's the king. As for Asriel, he actually broke through the barrier once, while holding Kara's body, right? And then he was attacked by all the humans, right? So basically, they're gonna remember that there was this sort of goat monster that resembled Asgore, but not a lot. You know, it's still different. And they remembered that that monster was holding a dead human body, so they think that Asriel killed Kara, basically. And that's why they want Asriel, because they also want to hold him responsible for the humans that fell down there. Kind of. And as for Sans, he's like the royal judge, of course, so he's kind of like the strongest monster of the underground. Kind of. That's what the humans think, at least. That's what I think, too, by the way. Don't know if it's really been confirmed that the royal judge has to be the strongest monster, but I think it is. In my story, it's gonna be like that. So yeah. They want him too, because he's the strongest monster, so as soon as they have the strongest of the bunch, they will feel like they're in control. And they will feel like, okay, this situation is a situation we can hold under control. There's just a small monster population, and we have their strongest members. So, it should be fine. And they leave Toriel alone so she can still somewhat lead the monsters, and they leave Undying alone as well, because, you know, she's also kind of a major figure to keep the peace, because she's kind of their hero. So if they were to take Undying away, people will probably complain, or, you know, monsters will probably complain a lot. Now obviously, as soon as they, you know, they kind of made that deal with just Asgore, just Sans, and just Asriel. The others don't even know about that deal yet. But those three agree on it, as long as the rest of Monsterkind will be able to live in peace. So, on the day that they get to be living on the surface, Asgore holds a speech, and he basically tells them that they can live in peace, but that it has to like cost something, and that's when the humans show up and take those three away. Obviously, at that point, the other monsters are not really agreeing with it, but they kind of have to roll with it, because if they don't, they will risk the point of like starting another war with the humans. So basically those three get taken away, and within that prison is going to be an Underscroll. I haven't thought about, I want 2 more scrolls after that one to pop up, but I haven't thought about where those 2 are going to pop up. So I'm kind of cutting it here, because I also don't want to spoil too much again. I guess I could, yeah, at the very beginning of the story, there's like this moment where the hate demon is gonna try to turn the whole underground against the human. So, I should have probably talked about that at the very beginning, because now I'm probably making things confusing. But like, at the very beginning, after the human force, like, after they made it through the pacifist run, after like there's another reset, or just right away, if I'm not gonna do the whole another reset part, what I said at the beginning, basically the the demon of hate is going to try and turn the whole underground against the humans and against Frisk. Mainly against Frisk. And Sans finds out about that, but because he already figured out that something else was controlling Frisk, he is now on Frisk's side, along with Flowey. So those two will be seen as traitors to the underground, and with Flowey they kind of expected it, obviously, because Flowey hasn't always been the nicest in the underground, but with Sans it's going to be like this huge shock, kind of. I need to drink some water, my throat is like very dry. Anyways, don't be like me, kiddos, drink water. Anyways, so yeah, that's gonna happen for a little bit too. And once the underground's like turned against them, they will have to try and figure out a way to show that Frisk is not responsible for all of the resets and for all of the other things that the monsters will think that Frisk is responsible for. So that's basically when they're going to try and find that demon that's been doing that. So yeah, that's going to be the first part of the story. Basically, the four of them, Kara, Frisk, Flowey, and Sans being fugitives in the underground. That's going to be the first story. Then in the second part of the story, it's going to be the three sort of strongest, quote-unquote, strongest monsters being held captive by the humans. And then within that prison there is an Underscroll. And the others are going to try and bust those three out. So it's going to be like, don't worry that I will only, feature those guys that I just mentioned. Don't worry that it's just gonna be Kara, Frisk, Flowey, and Sans, in the first story, and in the second story, it's only gonna be Sans, Asgore, and Asriel. Don't worry about that, because it's not gonna be like that. I'm gonna show both sides of the story, so I'm also going to show what happens with the others. So while, for instance, while Sans, Asgore, and Asriel are being held in prison, you're also going to see the other side of the story, where the others are going to try to break them out of prison. Maybe one of them is even going to do something that will get them also trapped within that prison, so that they can at least communicate with them. You're going to see both sides of the story, so don't worry that I'll, give less love to one character. Obviously, I have some favorite characters, and obviously, they're probably going to be mentioned most. But I will still show, parts of the story from other person's point of view. I'll even try to, put in Nefstabluk and Metaton and, Muffet and Growy. I'll try to put them more into the story as well. And Monster Kid too, because I really like Monster Kid. So, yeah, don't worry about that. Do I have anything else that I can show as spoilers yet? I don't think I do. This is a very old drawing. Why do I still have this? Because I'm not going to use it anymore. That's for sure. Huh. I don't think I have anything. No, that's just that. Extra art. No. But do I have a black and white version? Oh no, never mind, this is sort of the video of how I made it. Never mind, I thought it was a black and white version. Never mind. Yeah, I still haven't entirely figured out what drawing style I want to do, but I want to make it more like this one. Though I'm afraid that I won't be able to recreate this drawing, because this is one of the best drawings related to Undertale that I ever made. And my god, I don't think I'll be able to recreate that. But yeah, I kind of want to do more like this style, that it's slightly more anime-ish and less cartoonish than that this one was. If it will load. Probably won't. Gosh dang it, why is there always a freaking glitch happening? It's not gonna load, is it? Oh yeah, it did, okay. See, this one is this one is more kind of cartoonish, I guess. and I want to make it more like this, more anime style. But how I draw on paper is definitely different from how I try to draw on computer these days. Because I used to draw a lot more anime style, but that's such a long time since I last draw anything that's like anime style related. I think the last time was when I was drawing for, yeah, I think it was like this one, or the other one. Yeah, I think this one is newer. Of course! The glitch thing happening again. Come on! Why does it take such a long time to load? Come on, man! Don't be like this, don't do me like this. Come on, you can do it. Oh, come on, man. Okay, there we go. I think this was like the last anime-ish style drawing that I made. And it's kind of a skull kit, as you can see, and this is like a Hylian version of the skull kit. I like wrote a fanfiction about The Legend of Zelda as well. I'm still working on that too, by the way. I'm working on a lot of stories at the moment. So yeah, if you want to read that, you can find it on my Wattpad. That's just gonna be a story, it's not going to be a comic. Anytime soon, at least. I could talk a little bit about the story behind this drawing. If you guys want to know more about Underscroll, you can probably click off the video, because I'm too distracted to continue talking about that. And I also don't want to spoil too much, and I've been talking for 40 minutes, holy freaking crap. Maybe I should just stop it. Just tell me if you guys want to know more about this story. Because then I'll talk about it in a separate video. Because it's not what this video is about. That sounds better. Yeah, I think that's about it for like as much as I want to reveal about the story yet. I don't know exactly how things will unfold because I haven't thought it through all the way yet. But this is the basics of what I got up until now. With a couple of things that I haven't talked about because I don't want to spoil everything. Also to kind of make sure that people don't accidentally like keep my storyline in mind and start writing their own comics story or whatever, and then kind of use my things, because it kind of subconsciously it sometimes happens with people that they hear something and then, you know, they forget about it, and then when they're writing their own story they're like, oh my god, that's a good idea. Well, it's actually, you know, already been done. So I don't want to talk too much about it because, you know, because of the reasons. That, and because if I talk too much about it and I spoil everything, you guys will probably not want to see or read the story anymore. Or the comic, because, you know, or the animation, if I'm actually going to be able to make an animation out of this. But I first want to focus on the story itself. Because if I indeed do follow like a study to make an animation, then I'll probably want to make an animation out of it instead of a comic. So I'm kind of holding back right now. But yeah. Oh, I know how I can fix that one problem within the prologue. I could do that, like, Flowey talks with Sans about how things have gone down, and that, like, in the previous genocide runs it was also a little bit more aggressive than usual, and then in one of the previous genocide runs is the point where Sans got, like, stabbed in the eye socket. I don't know why, but I had that idea randomly when I was at my dad's place, and I can't get it out of my head, so I guess I could do something like that. That's like one of Flowey's, like, one of... How do you say that in English? It's one of his main reasons as to why he thinks something fishy is going on. Let's just say it like that. So yeah, I'm gonna stop talking right now because I've been talking for 44 minutes. Great! So Again, I'm sorry that I haven't been able to upload much recently. I'll try to get to it more, but I think it's gonna take a while, especially now that summer vacation is almost over. Because, like, it's like school over here, I think it starts here, so I have like 2 more weeks. And I have to really start looking for a next study if I really want to continue studying. And school here does start earlier than where I used to live, so I really have to start looking for a new school. So, yeah. It's gonna take me a while to really get back to this, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to upload 1 video each week. That's what I'm gonna try to do, or at least an update each week. Because I do really want to focus more on this story, so chances are I won't be able to upload anything at all. As in videos, but I will at least try to upload like a little picture or something in the community section. So yeah, thank you all for watching anyway. So wow, I really can talk. Yeah, I think that is all. So yeah, see you guys in the next video. Bye!